This week we're going to be looking at an older kit with MPC's Y-Wing Snap kit. Fortunately, it's a non-scale kit, but after looking at it, I want to say it's about the same scale as the earlier TIE Fighter kit that I had reviewed, about 1/57th or so. Basically somewhere between 1/48th and 1/72nd scale. So let's dive right in. Now, overall, it's a pretty simplistic and basic kit. Obviously, being a snap kit, there's not a whole lot in terms of part count, but we obviously on our first sprue have our upper half of the fuselage, as well as the cockpit, which, aside from a pilot figure, really does not have whole lot of detailing. No instrument panel, and in fact, the kit doesn't even have a decal for it. The pilot figure also is very rudimentary in detail. Or I would say, if you really wanted to take this to the next level, would be to remove it and or replace it with a secondary sourced figure. Continuing on the upper surface, we do have a lot of detailing and piping. For most part, it's pretty good, especially given the age of the kit. Some details could be a little deeper or a little crisper, but overall they do a pretty decent effect. Continuing on, we have the upper, I guess you could say headpiece. No detail on the inside, but some detailing on the surface. Something I should have mentioned earlier is, at least as far as the panel lines are concerned, they're all raised. So something to be aware of. Continuing on, we have the ion cannons that go on top of the. Try to do this as best I can. That go on top of the headpiece here. Details all right. Probably an easy thing to do would be to take a drill bit and open them up to give them a little bit more realism, but overall they're pretty passable. Next up, we've got some of the neck side pieces, as well as one of the landing gear. Not a whole lot of detailing there, but again, given the kit's age. Then we have our two mains. Next up, we've got our exhaust nozzles, which are not a whole lot to say, at least here. And then we have the maneuvering fins at the end of nacelles. Next up, we've got our lower halves. Now, one thing this kit does not have is landing gear bays. You basically have these little keyhole inserts for the landing gears to be placed. You also have this really large bulge for the display stand to stick into, which is unfortunate, as trying to get that filled if you chose to go that route, it would be quite difficult. Again, detailing is much the same as the upper surface. It's not too terrible bad given the age of the kit. Then we have our nacelle sides, which sport the same level of detailing. Next, we have our clear parts, including the display stand. The canopy clear parts are pretty thick, but given how the canopy is, you're not going to be seeing a whole lot in there anyway, so I'm not going to fault it too much for that. Lastly, we have our decal sheet, including the gold banding and some of the black detailing. It would have been nice if they included decals for the gray bits around the nacelles, as painting those and masking them off would be a little challenging. It would have simplified things if they included it on that. Given the age, I don't know how well these will work, but obviously that's one of the things to be aware of. Moving on to our instructions. Again, tells you how old, and these have yellowed. Not a whole lot to say here. It's pretty much shake and bake. Only thing I would say would be to skip this step and just go straight to 2, put the clear part on, then put that canopy part on, as it would simplify things. How they chose to do the paint callouts is a little confusing and not as specific as it would like it to be. They basically saying paint the black part this color. It's pretty vague in my opinion. It would have done better to try and at least include maybe at the end like an actual paint guide. But aside from this, it's not too difficult to figure out what to do. Plus, obviously, if you use the box art to help, it shouldn't be too terrible. Overall, despite its age, it's not a too terrible a kit. Um, Definitely more aimed at beginner modelers and kids. But overall, it does offer a decent amount of room for a senior model to go to town on. Nothing really stuck out to me as being glaringly bad. Um, some minor detailing could obviously help it a lot, but overall, it has very good bones for a kid of its age. So yeah, definitely one I would consider looking for. I actually found this in the used clearance section of my local hobby store and picked it up a couple of years back for about $5. For that much, it's definitely one you can look at, if only just as a project kick, something to try techniques out on and see what happens. So yeah, that was a look at MPC's Y-Wing Snap Kit. Until next time.